City of Tshwane budget process. Our budget is informed by the needs raised by communities and has taken into account the city's 10 strategic priorities in response to needs raised. Where does the city's revenue come from? The city's revenue comes from property rates, service charges on electricity, water, and sanitation, and refuse removal, which make up 80% of the revenue basket. The following are the city's revenue sources: service charges on electricity, service charges on water and sanitation, service charges on refuse removal, property rates, interest on outstanding debtors, interest earned on external investments, rental of fixed assets. Other revenue sources include financial transfers from national and provincial government, licenses and permits, fines, penalties, forfeits, and other revenue from the sale of goods and rendering of services. How does the city spend its operational budget? The city spends its operational budget on contracted services. These are services that cannot be rendered in-house, i.e., rudimentary services in informal settlements, security services for the city's assets, inventory consumed. This includes water purchases from Rand Water and other inventory, such as maintenance materials, stationery, consumables, etc. Eskom bulk purchases, finance cost, i.e., repayment of long-term loans, employee-related costs, operational transfers to cities' entities, operational expenditure. The biggest portion of the operating budget is for purchasing bulk water and electricity, which make up 40.3% of the total budget, followed by employee-related costs, which make up 28%. These are some of the operational programs that make up part of the budget. The expanded Public Works Program Initiative, community development, education and training, the food bank, revenue enhancement, debt collection, prevention of illegal land invasion, asset protection, security services. Secondly is the economic spatial planning, which covers local economic development and SMME initiatives to support programs that drive local economic development cooperatives and trade and investment. Thirdly is environment and agriculture management, which is responsible for the day-to-day household refuse removal and illegal dumping. Fourth is health, which amongst others covers HIV/AIDS programs and drug and substance abuse. Fifth is human settlements, which aims to formalize informal settlements, as well as to supply them with mobile water tankers and chemical toilets. Sixth is regional operations and coordination, which focuses on repairing and maintaining infrastructure and community facilities in all 7 regions of the city. Seventh is roads and transport, which covers the provision of public transport, such as the Tshwane bus service and the Arieng operations. Eighth is utility services, which is responsible for electricity reticulation, power stations, connections and disconnections, water purification works, wastewater purification, and reservoirs. The city also makes provision for the capital budget to fund major projects. These are what we refer to as CAPEX projects. Part of the city's budget makes provision for programs such as community library services, energy efficiency demand management, neighborhood development partnerships, public transport infrastructure systems, electricity and water losses, public lighting, rehabilitation and upgrading of roads, storm water management, construction of clinics, water and wastewater bulk infrastructure, extension of reservoirs, electricity new bulk infrastructure. It is important to note that the city's revenue basket takes into account the proposed tariff increments for the financial year. This is to ensure that every expenditure item included in the budget will be funded through the anticipated revenue to be generated. There are a number of factors affecting the tariff increases, which include inflation and bulk purchase costs from Rand Water and Eskom. Revenue generation is critical to the financial sustainability for the city, and tariffs play a major role in achieving desired levels of revenue. It is therefore important that all consumers of services honor their obligation towards the city in terms of payment of consumer accounts to ensure that the city is able to generate revenue to continue to render services.